Most businesses are bleeding money on software subscriptions that don't quite fit what they actually need. You're paying per seat for tools like Salesforce, Zendesk, and Asana. And if you need a simple internal tool that actually works the way your business operates, you've really got two options. One, submit a ticket to IT and wait 6 months. Or two, pay thousands more for another tool that only gets you 80% of the way there. But things have changed. AI can now build these tools for you. And I'm talking about real business applications. Client portals, approval workflows, custom CRMs, 100% built and owned by you without needing to write a single line of code. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to build your own versions of the most expensive apps businesses use in minutes instead of months. Let's get into it. So how did we get into this mess? It usually starts with a simple, reasonable request that every business has. Let's say you've been using a project management tool to help manage your client projects, and you just need a simple way for your clients to be able to track their project status. So what are your options? Option one, you can buy that SaaS tool, but now you're paying $50 per user per month forever, and it only does 80% of what you actually need. Or option two, ask your IT or dev team to build it. They're great, but they've got a 6-month backlog of critical projects. Your simple client portal, it's at the bottom of the list. And this is the trap. You're forced to choose between expensive and inflexible or a 6-month wait. The result is operational chaos. You stitch together 10 different tools with Zapier and pray that nothing breaks. But what if you, the non-technical person who actually understands the business problem, could just build the solution yourself? Let's start with a classic example, a client portal, one that oftentimes isn't solved by the existing software that you're using, and it can cost a fortune if you're paying for every single customer that you have. A client portal is a private website where your customers log in to access their specific information. Think things like order status, invoices, project updates, or documents. It's like giving each customer their own personal dashboard into your business. But the problem with most client portals is that standalone portal tools don't always connect very well into your existing data. And if you try to build it using a no-code platform like Airtable, you could wind up spending thousands of dollars per month if you have just 200 customers. So let's build this portal using Zite.com, an AI app builder designed specifically for businesses. It comes with everything you need, from databases to automated workflows, custom permissions for different groups of users, all while giving you unlimited users even on the free plan. We're going to start here with a simple prompt telling it that we want to have a client portal to actually track the status of our orders. Now, I'm creating this from scratch, but if you already have a Google Sheet or some other kind of data that you want to connect, you can do that from the beginning. I can also choose to have it build a plan before it actually creates the app. Let's go ahead and build it. And with a single prompt, we were able to generate the entire structure of our app. So here we have a dashboard of our different active orders. We can drill into those orders and see their status visually across the top. And we've got a spot to download our invoices. We can track our order history. And this is the visual part of our application. But what it actually did was create all of our backend logic as well. So it automatically creates workflows for us to get our orders, to create new orders, to get our order details. And all of these workflows were created for us simply by prompting. But we can also open them to see what they look like visually. We can inspect the code if we need to. And we can see how these workflows actually function. So I can see how this ran and what kind of output it gave me, so that we have actual guardrails in building our application. We're not just leaving it to this black hole and we're unsure of how it actually creates it. And then the third tab here is for our database. And this shows us the actual data that's here. We've got our different tables. We can create any kinds of custom fields that we need to, including linking to other tables or custom formulas. And so our app, workflows, and database are going to give us that structure that we need to build really strong apps for our business. Now, one thing I noticed in the structure of our database is that it put all of our customer information directly in the order. Now, that could work, but I want our customers to actually log into our customer portal, so I want to have a customers table. So I'll give it this prompt to create a separate customers table, and at the same time, we're going to use that information so that those customers can actually log in and use this app. Now, that's adding a new feature and it's building our authentication at the same time, something that is not trivial at all, but we can do this in a single prompt. Now we can see that it created a new customers table for us. Let's go ahead and publish our app so we can test it out. And you can see that these users in our users table are going to be given access automatically. And there's lots of cool things we can do from a customization and branding standpoint. We can customize our link by adding our own custom domain. I can easily change the design of the app and choose between different themes to apply automatically. And we can add our own branding settings, how it's going to look, the icons and logos and all of that we want to add. Once I'm on the client portal, I can log in, and here I can see my orders, not all of the orders in the database, but the ones that are actually mine. I see their different statuses. I can open up an order, find out when my estimated delivery is, and I'm good to go. Okay, client-facing tools are one thing, but what about those internal headaches? Let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, expense reports. You know the drill. Employee buys something for the company, sends a photo of a crumpled receipt to their manager on Slack, manager approves it, then accounting has to hunt down that approval in a different thread, manually enter everything into a spreadsheet, and pray that the receipt is still legible enough to read. 3 weeks later, the employee follows up asking when they're getting reimbursed, and nobody knows where the request is in the process. There's a better way to do this. Let's take a look at an expense management app. So one of the great things about using Zite is that you can configure different permissions and different roles to be able to create different experiences within your application. So right now I'm a manager, or I could be an employee, and so I see the different expenses that I personally have submitted within this application. And I can easily create new expenses as well, but I'm not seeing all of the different expenses across the entire system. And so you can see I am a finance approver, and now I get to see everybody's expenses so that I can easily manage them. Now, one of the things that I love to do is actually build in configuration settings in these kind of applications. So for example, if this is the person actually managing the app, even if they didn't build it, they're going to have access to these approval rules. And so I can add new expense logic to this. I could say, hey, all expenses over a certain dollar amount, let's say anything over $1,000 has to get approval. And instead of automatic, I could set this to it needs finance approval. But think of those other categories like meals. You don't want to have to actually manage each and every single meal. So we could set up an automatic approval process. If the meal is under $150, just approve it automatically. It doesn't need to go to a manager and then to finance to get approval because you went to McDonald's. So it's those kind of workflows that make these applications so powerful. Even though the user interface is simply a grid view of our different expenses and a form, we can give it this additional business logic to manage our approvals for us. And let's talk about entering an expense. So here I've got a new expense. It already knows who I am and what department I'm in because I'm logged into the application, and I can add multiple expense items on a single report. But wouldn't it be so much easier if instead of me manually filling out all these fields myself, if it could just automatically do it? So let's start by uploading a receipt, and we'll select our receipt, and it can automatically extract the details of that receipt to build our expense report for us. So how does it do it? Well, let's take a look at those workflows. And down here, you can see we have one for extract receipt data, and that's being connected to OpenAI. And so it takes the input of the receipt that we uploaded to our server, then we send the information to OpenAI, and it's extracting the expense details from that, and then it's outputting that information with the vendor, the description, the amount, the category, the date of that expense to actually save it into our database. And so your applications can take advantage of AI or other integrations to send your information over to ChatGPT, be able to pull that back to automatically update your database. All right, pause for a second. We've built a client portal and an internal approval app, and we still haven't written any code or paid for a single new software license. If a light bulb is going off in your head right now, and you're thinking about that one broken process in your company that you could fix with this, I want to help make that possible. Zite already has a generous free plan available, but for a limited time, if you click this link in the description below, you'll get 50% extra extra tokens on signup, which can be super helpful as you're getting started. All right, let's get back to it. Let's talk about the big one, your CRM. Now, here's the thing. Your CRM doesn't exist in a vacuum. The second you close a deal, you need to spin up a project to actually deliver the work. And that's where things get expensive and messy. Most companies end up running two separate systems. Maybe it's Salesforce for sales and Asana for delivery, or HubSpot and Monday, or any combination of these tools. They're all incredibly powerful, but they're expensive, rigid, and they don't talk well with each other. These tools weren't built for your process. They were built for the average company. And if you want to customize anything, Salesforce is this huge universe. You need a certified consultant just to change a drop-down menu. And Asana is great for tasks, but what if you want to manage your budget in the same place? You can't. What if you could build one system that handles your entire process, from lead to close to delivery to invoice, all in one place with exactly the stages and fields that your business needs? Let me show you what this looks like. So I find that most CRMs are really good at tracking pipeline for the sales deals. But if you think about it, you also kind of need to track stages for your actual projects themselves. So doesn't it make more sense if you have a pipeline that goes from lead to proposal, whether it's closed won or closed lost, and then actually goes to that project being in progress and then being completed? And so you're able to see a unified pipeline of all of the stages across your business. And you could segment this down into different stages by sales or by project if you want to, but it's really nice to see it all in one place. And that's something that's configurable in our settings. So you can see that I've created different stages and we can identify them over here as sales or project. I can drag these stages around to put them in different orders. And at the end of the day, we can really configure this to the needs of our specific business. Now, the other thing I find useful is to have custom activity types. Yes, there are things like meetings and emails and phone calls that are consistent for just about everybody, but every business kind of has its own unique activity types. For example, if you're a tech company, you might have a stage where you actually do a demo for your clients. Well, then you'd want to have a demo stage. Or maybe your company sends out samples and that's a stage of your activities as well. This allows you to actually create your own activity types. And then when we're in our pipeline and we open a deal or project, this can show all of the relevant information at that point in time. So in this case, we're in our sales pipeline. We've sent our proposal. Here's information about their budget, the project. We can see our custom activities, and we were able to add our products and services. We can do this inline, be able to actually change the quantities, and we've got the price so that we can automatically put in everything for our proposals. That's what's governing our deal amount, which we can see up here. So they told us what their budget is, but we can track the actual amount. This isn't just back of napkin math. Instead, we can do that based on what products or services we're adding. But watch what happens if we change the stage of this and instead we are now in progress. So we've closed the deal and now we need better insights into the project being delivered. Now we can have a totally different details page. Yes, it still has information about their budget, but here we can actually see our project team. And then get this. This is where we can actually handle time entry to manage our budget and what's actually getting invoiced to our clients. So you can add different team members to this project, add the person and assign them a role. And behind the scenes, we're able to assign different bill rates to these team members. And now every week, we're able to manage our time card and put in different time entries for each of these. We can submit our timesheet. And when we go back into our project, we can now see how much of our budget we've actually used. This is tracking what we've entered into our timesheets. We could have multiple people entering our timesheets, and then here's what our budget burn down is over time. So just think of all these different custom experiences you can build. This CRM operates nothing like Salesforce or HubSpot. You can make it tailored specifically to the needs of your business. So if you've just watched this and you're thinking, yeah, I need to learn more about this, click here on the screen to watch the next one and go deeper down the rabbit hole, where I'm going to actually show you replacing some of the biggest softwares out there with tools that I created in Zite. See you in the next one.